We're gonna do it one more time. We got this BMW 330i that we're gonna do the final install of all the pieces here. And I'm gonna flip the camera around and show you guys. So here's the vehicle. We got to pull it out of the shop today so I can have more light, but at the same time, we're moving to Tyler, Texas, where we built us a new warehouse. So we're going to be moving. We're still in the process of getting everything set up there. But here's those parts today that we're installing in this BMW. So we got the sunroof shade here. And went ahead and wrapped these light consoles pieces as well. We got the little small piece that goes back here on the back side of the head for the third row brake light cover. We also wrapped the trim for the sunroof shade. You guys don't really hardly ever see people do that, but it's Headliner Magic. That's what we do. Then we got the visors here. We've wrapped your A pillars, your B pillars, C pillars. And today, guys, we're gonna have a install party where I'm gonna show you how we put all this stuff back in, and then we'll have a final clip and showing you this beautiful car. All right, so guys, bear with me. We're gonna get started. So first, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and put in this sunshade here. And I'll show you guys how we get back to that. Here. You go around to the other side. So we've got these little tabs here, and this particular model, there's a track in here where this back piece needs to go right behind it. So when you're looking inside here, it's kind of hard to see, but inside the track, there's going to be a spot where this thing needs to be inserted. And so there's a little spring thing about right here, and so you can't see it, but this is the position. You need to just be behind this little area here. So we're gonna go ahead and start trying to get that in there. What I'm gonna do is angle it a little bit here. Then we got to get this thing pushed in, and what I'm going to do is give it a little push upward while at the same time angling it. There we go. And so what I did, guys, I put it as far as I could back here in this area. I inserted it in the track as far as I could back here, and then while I had it in an angle, I pushed up on the center of this thing to make it have a little bit of a bow, while at the same time pushing in on this little side lever to make it go in the track, and that gave me enough room that it inserted itself right in there. So we're good there. So now in the front here, there's these little covers here that get inserted into the track that help this thing guide and slide. And this one's in a little bit of bad shape, but we're gonna bear with it. Get it in there. So I lift it up on that one as well in the same manner. And if you notice, that thing, it just slides all the way back, but it won't do that once we put this guide back in place here. It'll stop right here. And so you remember this piece here has this little railing that we have to snap in place right here. And then we push it back a little bit. And then we insert the arm back into this little hole there. There we go. So now that guide's in place, so when this thing slides back, it stops right there. Yeah. All right. So there we have it, guys. We got the sunshade inserted in. It's operating like it should. And so now we'll go to move to the next step, which will be getting ready to insert the headliner board back in, and pillars, and then our visors. All right. Okay guys, so I just wanted to go ahead and put this third row tray back on the board here, get it locked in place. So that's one less thing we have to do there. Make sure I got all my little clips here. There's one there and one there. And that way when this thing mounts up, it'll snap in place. And then I'll go ahead and put these lights in place as well. So we have this one here. And so there's one of these, it's just a little dummy. It gets locked in place here. It's a little dummy. And then this one, we'll insert that back place here. Okay. And then this thing just snaps in place. There's two clamps here. Two clamps here, and so we just lock it and press it down. Now up front, this panel gets put in place as well. And there's a lot of connectors that'll go in place here. I'm gonna actually save this one for last because we wanna make sure that this thing gets seated properly before we insert that in. All right. So to get this board in, we're going to be reclining both front seats, and then we'll be putting this thing in from the passenger side. While you're over there, can you recline that seat? Alright guys, so that thing went in very nice and easy, as you see, and it comes out the same way, just nice and easy. So now we'll get ready to install it up into the roof and get it all situated so that way we can start putting our pillars in. Okay, so now that I'm underneath this thing and I got it pretty much just hanging in the air, what we're gonna do is we're gonna find the sunroof area, and that'll kind of give us a small bit of guide on where we need to be. Now you have still some of this window trim, and that's what we'll use to help support this thing up. So I'll start inserting it in on that side there. And then here in the back, I have this one down right now, so I'm going to grab this trim. Put it back in place a little bit. Then on the opposite side, I'll just push it up where it's inside that trim. And you can see now it's pretty much supporting the board here. Now up front here, this guy has a little microphone, so we want to make sure that we get that put back where he had it, or in a good spot. And then the rearview mirror has some wiring that we're putting in place there. And like I said, he had his microphone mounted here, just like that. So we just want to make sure we get that back the way he had it. Now, if you'll notice here for the sunroof, and I don't know if the sun is kind of blocking everything, but basically we left a little excess material here to where, and just in case, because a lot of times these boards will shrink a little bit, and we want to make sure we got enough material that when we put our trimmer back around here, that we're able to compensate for any shrinkage. So I did leave a little bit of extra out. And if we don't need it, then it just will tuck and get pushed into there. So I'll slide this forward. It may help us be able to see a little bit better. So now I'm going to get that trim ring, and we'll insert that, and then that'll give us a nice finish here to start putting everything back together. Alright guys, so here's the trim ring. Now, when you first have the trim ring, before we wrapped it with Black Suede, there was a spot on here where they basically put their material together. But when I did it, I took a whole piece, and so there's no split on here anywhere. So that means you basically can pretty much insert this thing back in here, and you don't have to worry about orientating it. And because a lot of times that little split will go on this side right here, and if you see, there's a little notch here on that side. So I can see now where the little split is right there, and we'll go ahead and put it on this side because I know that's where it goes. So you want to just start on one corner, and you'll get it. And there's a big opening and a small opening. There's a thick one and a thin one. The thin one goes on the metal, and the thick one goes on the board. So you'll have this nice smooth side on the top here. So we'll start it in one corner by inserting it on the board and the metal at the same time. Once you get it started, then you can just kind of run it all the way around, and it should kind of just push his way on there. Want to make sure it's tucked in the corners real good, so that way you don't have a bulk excess left over like that. That means that one side is not tucked in the corner real well. So we have to get that slack out of there. Amount of slack. Just about got it here, but there's a little bit of resistance there. I'm gonna slide it down to this side, but I think it's right here in this corner. It's where it's not seating right. There we go. Okay, yeah, I missed the rail here. Is what the deal is. All right, there it is, guys. Now we got a beautiful trim ring there. There we go. Looks great. It's coming together nicely. So now we've got the headliner board pretty much situated. I'll push up this back, get it locked in. I'm gonna come around that side. So I'm gonna let these seats up so that way we can work in the back area. We'll go ahead and slide it all the way forward. That's good. So I can start running it forward. So you'll notice, guys, in a lot of these cars, inside the headliner, there's going to be a lot of leaves, trash, and different stuff. So we'll get this client's car vacuumed out once we're done. But we do have a little bit of debris there. So now what I'm going to do is just make sure I get this thing situated right above the trim by running my finger along here. There we go. So now we got that situated right there above the trim. I'm gonna check for my little pegs there. Let's see if I'm lined up. There we go. Alright, so we got that all snapped into place. Now, let me bring my glass back and put it up top. We'll drop that in for now, and then we'll let the shade back, and we'll put our 3 screws in and set that. And I'll show you guys how that works. Okay, so for now, I'm gonna go ahead and insert my rear pillars, which are the C pillars. These two here. And as I mentioned before, these are gonna slide on these clips here, right in place right here. So what we want to do is, first we want to pull our trim down and out the way a little bit. Just get it out of our way just a little bit there. And then we want to put those clips. There's a little slot here that it needs to slide on. And we're going to put it right in there. While at the same time, we'll get those clips mounted in there and then push it straight down. And it locks in place just like that. Real easy. Put your trim back in place. And now we got a little, screw that'll go in here, and then a faceplate cover for the airbag will go right there, and that'll make sure everything is all locked in place. So let's get that coming together. So it's going to be this small one here. Make sure I'm hitting that hole there. Be a longer screw for this one. That's what it is. Okay. Okay, so it actually takes this little black screw here, longer screw. I had the wrong one. There we go. Just snap this cover right back in place there. All right. Then while we're in here, we'll go ahead and mount this rear handle as well. Oh, a lot of guys call these the oh shit handles. Indeed. Because when things get a little rough, you gotta grab it. The first thing you say is, oh shit. Yeah. So you want to make sure you have those bad boys in place. Screwed up nice and tight in case somebody need it. You never know. get two little covers on here. Snap in place like that. There we go. And it's coming together. Alright guys, so while I'm on this side, I'm gonna go ahead and put this pillar in over here too. This is our B pillar. Just making sure I got the right one. Yep. Definitely go on that side. So this is the one we had to take the seatbelt bolt out. So we just want to run that back through there. And then this thing has these two little hooks here, which will go right up in here. Like so. Oh, we need more light.
Yeah, I think they can see it better.
Okay. Yeah, this black on black is definitely dark. That's why we're trying to make sure we get it outside to have more light, because inside we just didn't have enough light there to show it real good. So I gotta get this trim. The other side here. Okay, so now that's nice and locked in place. Now we gotta put this bottom piece on here. It just slides up. There we go. Just like so. So now we gotta make sure that we get our trim in order for this thing to seat properly. We just gotta make sure the trim is on the other side of it. And that way it'll sit properly. Alright, so I'm gonna fix that on that side, and then we'll screw this back to the seat, and that'll complete this side here. that's what I'm doing now, is just putting the screw into this seat mount here.
And that one.
Grab my tool real quick. Okay. Alright. We got that snapped back in place. Let the seat back. You see it coming together, guys. This black suede is beautiful. Yes. Okay. He only had 3 of these. We'll work with what he got. Alright. So next, guys, I'm going to go ahead and put this grab handle, this associate handle on this side. Yeah. Go ahead from the other side. A lot of these things are repetitious, guys, so that's why I try to do as much of this job I can do before we bring y'all on live, and so you don't have to just see the repetitiveness. I know at the same time it does help with all the work that you guys are gonna have to do, kind of help you see the process at hand. Should have 2 more little covers. I think this is.
Looks like a clip. Like a clip.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Alright, so I did notice that I didn't cut my holes for these pieces right here, but we're gonna poke them through right now. There we go. So this is your sun visor clip, and I forgot to cut the hole for it, but just poked it through. Got it aligned up real nice. Worked out well. Alright guys, this thing's coming together great. Next I'm going to go ahead and install this pillar here, which is your front A pillar. And then you'll have a gist of all the pillars that need to come into this car, like I was showing you. Alright guys, so this particular one, the way it goes in, has two little hooks here. And they need to get wiggled down into the dashboard there. I'm going to pull this trim out of the way. It may help with positioning this thing. There we go. Once you know you got it in place, it'll pretty much just drop down, and you'll see it seat down in the dash there. And that's it. It's a little metal clip. It goes there. So this is a little clip here that needs to be mounted there for the screw to have something to sit on. And it has a little lock on the back side that needs to hook down in there. And then so once you get that seated like that, then it'll sit nice just like that. Again, this is that big long screw, so both of these are the ones that go in the pillars. Kind of see it there. There you go. I think this gets the shorter one. go. Now we can push our trim back up. There we go. Got a nice finish there. Next, you can see, guys, I have the sun visor here. Nice black finish. The customer didn't want to opt in to paint the trim pieces, but it could be something that can be done later. Black out everything totally, but it gives it a nice contrast. You guys will see at the end here. Go ahead and get it plugged back in. Got two little screws here. Once we get everything mounted in, we'll test out our lights as well. Get everything nice and plugged in. There we go. Go. Perfect. So this trim piece, it locks in the front here, like so, and it pushes in and locks right there. Now before we do that, there's going to be a little bracket that gets mounted here, screws in it. So we'll go ahead and do that in just a sec, but we're going to need this down. We're going to mount the glass and get it situated. Then I'm going to go ahead and start the vehicle. Then I'm going to vent it, which is basically putting it in the upward position, like so. And then there'll be 3 screws on each side. Those are these little black screws here. Okay, guys. And when I first put these in, I don't put them snug. Just go ahead and insert them, but not fully tight. we're gonna have to set this top. We're gonna set the glass. So this is pretty much the technique, guys, that's used for any sunroof. All sunroofs pretty much use the same technique to set them. So once you've seen how it works, then you pretty much can do any sunroof in the same manner. And I have a YouTube video that shows just specifically how to set these sunroofs. But first, what we're going to do, now that we got the 3 bolts in, we're going to go ahead and sit it back down. And I like to make it go back just a little bit and then go forward, so that way it naturally put itself where it would be if it was closed and I didn't do anything to it. So now what I'm going to do, I reach one hand up top and I rub it across the glass and the roof. And you can feel that there's a height difference. And so that's what we're looking for. We want it to be level. So I'm gonna loosen this and you can see it drop down just a little bit. And so now I'm feeling for it and I'm going to set it where it's flush. It's nice and flush in the front there. I'm not gonna put it fully tight yet because I gotta do the back. So now I'm lifting up the back to make it even, where it's nice and flush. Then I'm going to feel for the front again. It's a little off because I've raised it up a little bit there. I'm going to reset that. Now I'm going to tighten it down good, because now I got both of these at the level that I like for it to be. And now I'll tighten up my middle screw. Alright, so now I'm going to do the same thing for that side. If you would, just come on this side. I'm going to do that side. Alright, guys. So I'm feeling for it up top. I'm going to loosen that screw up to where I can adjust it. Pretty happy right there. Excuse me. Loosen this one up just a little bit. Now I'm going to adjust the back. Come back to the front one more time. Okay, I like it. All right, so now, once you do that, what you're doing is you're putting it in the best position for it to be less stress on it sliding like it's supposed to. And now, this thing should operate back and forth and close with no problem. And that's what you want, guys. It's headliner magic, and we get it done. It looks beautiful. It's coming together. So now, minute. Got my track a little off, but I'm gonna adjust that in a little bit. So guys, this thing is set like it needs to, so the water, whenever there's any water that comes in, it will flow down the little drain tubes, and it shouldn't get anything messed up in the vehicle. So from there, we'll go ahead and put these other pillars in, and then we'll have a final shot on this video. Yeah, I'm gonna do that too. We gotta put this bracket in there real quick. So we got this little bracket here, guys, that needs to go in here. Right? Yeah. Let's do that real quick. Got a call coming here, guys. Okay. I'll get back to him in a minute. Sorry. Oh no, you okay. Just gotta. I should have put this bracket in before I got the headliner board in. So now we gotta put 2 screws in there, guys, to make the thing be stable. Against these little pegs. And so the way these operate, you want to pull it out to where it's just barely in there, so this thing will close and it can be inserted in there. You can find the hole there. Okay, there we go. And then once you got them in there, then you'll push that. You'll push this thing, you'll push it in, and that'll lock it and make it just like a screw. So you push it up like that, and now it's locked in place like it's supposed to be. Nice and beautiful there, guys. Alright, so man, I got that in there. Just need to push that up. It's locked. Alright. Beautiful. Lights work there. Lights work there. So now we'll get this side put in. Oh, and then one other thing for the sunroof. We have these little fans pieces that have to go in there. They are basically
So you still coming?
Yeah. Okay, so this one goes on that side. That's what my issue is. And normally, guys, to avoid having that issue, I normally put them on the floor or in my basket of the side that I'm operating on. And that way you don't get them confused on which one goes where. Okay. Perfect. Because what it is, there's a difference. I'll show it to you real quick. You can see it. One of these is just a shape that's going like this and like that. This one has another little hook at the bottom because this one slides and this one just locks on this edge. So that's the difference. That one locks in, and this one you have to put it in an angle and then lock it on, so that way it'll slide back and forth. You can see it kind of sliding there. So when we put this in motion, it's gonna slide.
Yep. Rain coming. Say it, rain. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes, it's awesome, guys. Love it. Got a little resistance on my tray there. Like I said, I'm about to fix that. I'm about to do a little adjustment on that. It's sticking a little bit. I'll fix that shortly. Alright. So now, guys, we'll go ahead and put these other pillars in because we're about to get some rain. I don't know if y'all can hear that thunder, but we're going to wrap this up real quick. I'm going to throw this back on in real quick.
Fire the photographer who will record this.
Huh?
So what they saying, who is the person that's recording this?
Nah.
I'm a beginner. I'm learning.
This is a YouTube live, and sometimes they go as expected. Headliner wasn't in the right place. Needs to be in between there. There we go. Trim down a little bit. Perfect. Go ahead and get the seat put in. I don't know why, but I always drop that clamp. There's my other clamp that I needed earlier. I'll put that in there. There we go. So slide that up on that pillar post there. Then we got that locked in place. Push that one in place, that one in place. Push your trim on there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You have to pull these up. Okay, we'll slide these on our trim pieces here. Beautiful. Finish out this piece in the back here. Push my trim on. Our seat locked in place. We're trying to beat the rain, guys. I have one more round screw. Maybe in on the table. I'll put that in a second. Show them this finished product before we get rained on. Put this trim down some. Insert this pillar on there. There we go. Drop right in place. Sit nice and pretty there. There we go, guys. I don't think we had a metal clip for this pillar. When we first took it off, I think it's been lost or misplaced. Didn't have one. We'll see if we can find one in the shop there. Nice. Coming together real nice.
Yeah, he love it. Oh my God.
So like I say, I had to poke the hole here. Uh-oh. Had to poke the hole here. I'll get that situated too. Get it locked down in a second. I'll find that hole here. There we go. sure I got this locked in real quick. There we go. It's locked down. There we go. Now we'll get this other visor and test it and make sure that all the lights work. This visor. It does. Visor light working. So, originally, I had the smaller ones back here, which the larger ones go in here, and that's why I didn't have that one for the front. So, that was my mistake there, doing that one. But man, this thing came out nice. Black suede, ABC pillars, sunroof shade. I got a few adjustments to make for the sunroof, but I'll make those. But just wanted to let you guys know, this is what we do. And you can do it too. Follow the video. We did step 1, 2, and 3. And I'll drop the links in those descriptions in case you guys want to go back and check those out. We did live the whole thing all the way through step by step. So you guys can follow it and do your own BMW. Or actually any other car in that matter. So check us out. We love showing you how to get these things done. You guys got any questions or comments, drop them in the video below in the comment section, and I'll get to them. All right. It's Headliner Magic. We'll show you around the dial again. It's Headliner Magic, guys. That's what we do. Appreciate you guys for hanging in there with us, watching these lives. We love doing them. You guys have a blessed day.